Hi, I'm David Vestal, Product Marketing Manager with Lenovo Storage, and here with me today is Ted Vonovich, who is our CTO for Lenovo's external storage. Ted, welcome.
Thank you.
We get a lot of questions around tiering. I was wondering if you could help explain what tiering is.
Tiering is the actual movement of data between high-performance SSDs and lower-performance HDDs. One of the things that tiering counts on is the behavior of the application workload.
Okay.
You can view application workloads sort of, there's a key point of wanting just a piece of that. The application will only work on a piece of the capacity at any given time.
Right.
And you can almost look at that as like radio stations where if you're a top 40 radio station, you're playing a very small subset of songs. Therefore, the amount of data the application workload's interested in at any given time is a very narrow region. You could also look at genre radio stations, which have a wider field of songs, and therefore the workload has got a wider region of interest.
Okay.
And of course, you could be a college radio station playing all kinds of music and therefore have a real wide area of interest from an application workload.
Okay, very good.
Now, the way the tiering works is the system detects how often you're accessing a piece of data. And as that number of accesses go up, that data gets hot, the tiering in the controller will actually move that piece of data up to the SSD tier, and correspondingly, as the piece of data gets cooler, falls out of favor or whatever, it will then move it to the HDDs. And therefore, you've always got the hot data at any given time in the high performance tier.
Okay. So what should a customer look at when considering tiering?
So tiering takes advantage of the fact that you're trying to get SSD performance, but at a cost effectiveness of trying to minimize that. So from a customer standpoint, one of the things he wants to look at is what kind of workload behavior he's got with the application. Okay. How much data he's going after, how often is he hitting certain blocks, so on. Absent of that, there's some rules of thumb to consider when looking at your SSD tier. One would be you want to try to get 90% of your IOPS or more in the SSD tier, and that's a rule of thumb. Or you want to make sure that you've got something like 10 to 20% of your capacity in the SSD tier. Okay. If you're too small in either one of those, you're not going to see the full benefit. And if you're too big, you spend a lot of money on storage you don't necessarily need.
Okay, great. Well, Ted, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We hope you found this video useful. And for more information, please do contact your Lenovo seller or business partner.